from the United States, but it's not my birthday. It's not today. My birthday's past. My birthday was a couple of months ago. And I actually had a live stream celebrating my birthday. So I actually did a live stream celebrating my birthday. It was fun. It was great. We had lots of music and birthday cakes, and it was such one of the best birthdays I've ever had in China. One of the best birthdays I've ever had in China. Can you make sense of Chinese? I cannot. I can't speak Chinese and I can't read Chinese. So, and I don't even try. Yes, your voice is so rich. Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. I think most English learners are young people, so they don't really know the feeling of getting old. Partially true, but I know quite a few older, aged English students. Why do Americans who have open relationships get married? I don't know. You can ask an American who has an open relationship why they got married, because that's not me. Maybe you can ask them. I don't know anybody who fits that description, so I can't answer that question for you. I'm sorry. If a sentence is very long, how can you understand the like meaning of the sentence as soon as possible? You have to maybe you have to make, if you're reading the sentence or someone's reading it, maybe you have to listen to it a couple of times. Maybe it's not always easy to understand the whole sentence, but you can understand parts of the sentence. If you understand parts of the sentence, you can probably get a pretty good idea of what that full sentence means. Maybe not 100%, but you can pretty much understand most of the sentence, and that's okay. It's as long as you understand the most important parts of the sentence. How do you live in China without speaking Chinese? Very simple. Very simple. I've done it for 12 years and it's not difficult whatsoever because I surround myself with positive people who can speak at least a little English. So every day, my coworkers, they can speak some English. Not maybe they're not fluent, but they can communicate with me in English, most of them. My friends, most of them can speak English. Most of my friends here are Chinese. I have maybe a very few foreigner friends here in China, maybe in Beijing at least, maybe two good friends. I know I have some acquaintances, but good friends here in Beijing, maybe two, and they can't speak Chinese. So, but most of my friends in China are Chinese, and most of them, if all of them, can speak at least a little English. So, good evening. What is your second language? I have no second language. You look so nice, American, which thank you so much. Have I been to Shanghai? Yes, I've been to Shanghai many times, mostly for business, but that counts, I guess. Yes, I've been to Shanghai many times. Do you have an interest in learning Chinese? I don't. For me to learn Chinese, it's not necessary. And I don't really do things that really that I don't need to do. I don't buy things I don't need, so there's no reason for me to learn Chinese. It's not necessary. So I don't really need to waste my time doing it. If it was necessary, then I would do it. My company actually doesn't want me to learn Chinese. They're not encouraging me to learn Chinese. They prefer that I speak English. Chinese people don't want me to speak Chinese. If you don't want me to do a live stream in Chinese, right? Well, why would you want me to speak Chinese? You come to my live stream to hear me speak English. You don't come to my live stream to hear me speak Chinese. So why would I need to learn it? It's not necessary. People don't want to hear me speak Chinese. They want to hear me speak English. So, but if my company said, Todd, we need you to speak Chinese, I would do it. But my company actually is the opposite. Todd, we really don't want you to speak Chinese here at work. So there you have it. People don't want to hear me speak Chinese. They want me to hear me speak English. So it's really never been necessary for me to learn Chinese here. Just because I live here doesn't mean that I need to speak the language. I can survive here just perfectly fine. I've traveled to many cities in China. some small cities, some big cities, and I've survived without speaking the language. It's okay. It's not it's not really necessary. So anyway, don't speak Chinese here, Todd. Yeah, I'm not going to. Don't worry. Yeah. So you like to, Todd, when you speak English, we thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I don't I can speak a little Chinese. I can speak enough Chinese. We call it survival Chinese. So I can speak enough Chinese to survive. I can speak enough and I can understand enough Chinese to survive. So that's all that matters. I'm surviving. And I've survived for 12 years, and I plan to survive for many, many more years without speaking the language. Again, unless my company comes to me, my boss says, Todd, let's sit down and have a conversation. Okay, no problem. What do you want to talk about? Can I get some coffee first? Okay, sure. Okay. Do you want some coffee? No, no. Okay, okay. So let's sit down and talk about it. Todd, we've been talking and we really think it would be advantageous for your career here at this company if you learn to speak Chinese, if you learn the language. So we're going to, we're going to, we're going to respectfully ask you to, to take some lessons and to learn Chinese. I would say, okay, consider it done. I'll sign up for classes tomorrow and I'll start. No problem. If you want me to learn Chinese, you want me to speak Chinese here at the company, for whatever reason, I'll do it. And I would. But I've been at that company many years, this company many years. They've never, ever, ever, ever asked me to do that. So it's not necessary. They don't pay this company. This company doesn't pay me to speak Chinese. This company pays me to speak English and drink coffee and do so many other things at this company. So, yes, it's a game company. I need a friend beside me. Only speak English with me to improve my listening and speaking. Okay, Yang, I'm your friend. Does your boss from, no, my boss is Chinese. My boss, she is Chinese. All my colleagues are Chinese. All of the people that I work around at this company are Chinese. My boss, the interns, I have some interns that help me. They're very good interns. They're very good at their job. They're really helpful for me. They are Chinese. What kind of coffee? I prefer Americano now. Yeah, this is. It's gone, but it was Americano. It was Americano. So, I'm not a designer and I'm not a developer. No, I work in the human resources department, in the HR department, specifically, yeah, a training manager. So I don't. I'm a training manager. So I don't. I'm not a developer or designer. I work in the I work in the HR department. I'm a manager in the HR department. Okay, so tonight our topic, I think pretty much everybody knows what our topic is. Do you like getting older? Did I have anything special happening to me today? No. It was kind of a not a very exciting day, just a normal day. What's your favorite foods? I like both Chinese. I like all food. Uh, I like I like Chinese food. I like Western food, French, Italian, Mexican. I love Mexican food. Okay. I love Mexican food. I love Chinese food. I eat Chinese food every day. Yeah, I love Chinese food. I eat Chinese food every day at our company. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at this company, I eat every day because we have a fantastic, awesome, cool canteen. Italian food is good. Yes, I love Italian food too. I like all kinds of food. Have you ever been to Japan? Yes, I have. I've been to Tokyo, but the last time I was in Tokyo was, oh, let's see. It was back before the pandemic, so probably 5 years ago. I was in Tokyo, and I wasn't there very long because it was a business trip. But I did have. We were there 5 days, and all I had time to do was, be in the office and then go to different restaurants. But I stayed a couple of days, and on the weekend, and was able to enjoy a little bit of Tokyo. But it's a beautiful city. I love it. I want to go back. I want to go back to Tokyo and Kyoto and Okinawa and some other. I want to visit some other parts of Japan too. Definitely. Welcome to Inner Mongolia. Thank you. I have had Inner Mongolia as a place to visit on my list for a long time because it's so close to Beijing, but I never actually have the opportunity yet. Have I eaten Vietnamese food? Yes, I have. I've been to Vietnam one time, uh, again back before COVID, and I love Vietnamese. I love Vietnam, and I love Vietnamese food. So I like all different kinds of food from many different countries. Do I like traveling? I do like traveling. I wish I had more time. Maybe someday I will have more time to travel, but right now I have other priorities. I don't have that. I don't have a lot of free time to do the traveling that I would like to. Yes, Japan. Yes, I'm not a huge fan of sushi, so sorry. I don't like sushi, but I like other Japanese food, but I'm not a huge fan of sushi. But I'd like other Japan. When I was in Tokyo for business a few years ago, and I want to go back, I I didn't. We ate at some awesome Japanese restaurants. So amazing. I really miss that. I really miss the Japanese food in Tokyo. We have Japanese restaurants here in Beijing, but hmm, this doesn't taste the same. Yes, I tried Maltai coffee today. Yes, today I tried it. I didn't buy it. One of my colleagues bought it for me, but I love it. I mean, I guess I can't say I love it. It was okay. It was okay. American flag. Yeah, that's my American flag behind me. Thank you. It is that flag has sentimental value to me. So it's not just about it's about patriotism because I love my country. But that flag's hanging there because that flag has a lot of sentimental value to me. Okay, it has a special meaning because that flag flew outside my home in America for many, many, many years. Okay. My mom gave me that flag when I bought my house. In America, when we buy a house or we get our house, your friends and family buy you like housewarming gifts. My mom bought me that flag to fly outside my house, my first house that I ever bought, you know. And I guess my mom wanted me to have a nice flag. Well, not a flag. They're all nice, I guess. They're the same. But anyway, she bought that flag for me to fly outside of my house. And it's I've had that flag for many, many years. I'm not going to tell you how many because it's a lot. Anyway, have I eaten Iranian food? No, I don't think. I don't think. I've been to a restaurant in Beijing, but I don't think it was Iranian. It was Indian. It wasn't Iranian. I haven't eaten. I know we have some Iranian restaurants here in Beijing, but I'm not sure how authentic they are. So, I don't know. I guess I would have to ask some. I don't know any Iranian friends here in Beijing to ask. Is the Iranian restaurants, is the food taste authentic or is it just like commercialized Iranian food? Turkish ice cream. How do you discard Why do you discard my comment? Um, I guess I don't understand that question. Which comment did I discard? If I didn't answer a comment that somebody made or a question, it's probably because the questions are scrolling pretty quickly and I don't always see all of them. So I don't really think it's I don't want to people to be offended that I or think that I'm being impolite or rude by not answering their questions, but the questions kind of scroll quickly, and I'm sure I miss a lot of the questions that people send me, so I don't always have an opportunity to answer them. So if there's a question that you have and I didn't answer it, you can send me a private message. That's the beauty of Hello Talk. If you don't get an answer from me here, you can send me a private message here on Hello Talk and I'll respond there. But the questions that are sent in the audience, sometimes it's hard for me to keep up with all the questions. So I'm not purposely ignoring or discarding any questions. I just started learning English. What should I do? Keep going. Keep going. And if you're a beginner, you need to probably find a teacher to help you. If you don't have a teacher, then, or you don't know a teacher, you can find teachers here on Hello Talk. There are lots of great teachers here on Hello Talk that can help you if you want to get started. I highly recommend having a teacher help you, a qualified teacher. That's probably your best option. If you don't want to or don't, if you're not interested in finding a teacher, then, maybe you can, if you check online like YouTube, there's lots of YouTube videos for beginners who are learning English, a lot of them. So, a lot of YouTube videos. I really like the way Todd talks. Thank you so much. Do you live do you in love, Todd? Am I in love? Yeah, I love a lot of people. Of course. I love a lot of people. And I love my dogs. Of course. I love a lot of people and I love my dogs. My dogs aren't here in China. My dogs are in America, but I still love them. Hi, may I ask? Hi,
Hello, Todd. Good evening.
how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm just came back from the UK a week ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
How
it's been
long were you there?
more than 1 month.
What did you do there?
Just traveling around. I was
Wow.
traveling around.
That sounds
I
like fun.
Yeah, I went to England. After that, I went to Scotland and Wales.
Oh, okay. So how was Scotland? Was it cold?
Ah, it's amazing. I just feel it's really unique. The
Yeah, it is. Very
Edinburgh.
green.
Ah, green? What did you mean?
Like lots of green.
Oh, uh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, trees and
Yeah,
the
trees and
weather.
yeah, beautiful weather.
Yeah, it's very nice. Not hot, not cold.
Okay. Do you want to move there?
Well, the only thing I think, you know, yeah, I would like to, but
Okay.
it's expensive place to live.
Okay. So but I think I haven't been to Scotland, but I've had some friends, both American and Chinese, who visited Scotland um and they absolutely loved it, and they said the Scottish people are so friendly. To them, they were.
Yeah. They are. They are very friendly. And
Yeah.
I found something interesting. I found people there. Uh, Most of them they like drink.
They love
They
to
like
drink
drink.
all
Yeah,
day, or in the
all day.
morning, in the afternoon, and then in the evening, you'll go on the street and you'll see them sitting on the street and drunk and falling down and maybe sleeping.
Yes. Yeah, something like we are Chinese. When we have lunch, they are
Yeah,
drinking.
yeah,
We go shopping, they are drinking. We have dinner, they are still drinking.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That Scottish people can drink a lot of alcohol.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's just part of their culture. Their bodies are made to be able to handle a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, I think so. Not only Scottish people, also in English people,
Oh,
they
okay.
yeah, I think that's the culture.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
they said they go to a bar, they drink as um, social activities, something
Sure,
like
that in America we do that too, but not during the day. Most of the time, I mean, it's like after work. Say if we finish our work at 6 o'clock, sometimes before we go home, maybe we'll go to the bar after work and have a beer or two, and then go home after that. But we in America we don't drink. I mean, most people don't drink beer for lunch.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was a bit surprised.
yeah. In America, it's not part of our culture to drink beer or alcohol for lunch
Oh, I
because
see.
because our jobs, our bosses, our companies don't want us to come back to work drunk.
I'm not sure if they drink during the day or during the work time. I'm not
Okay.
quite sure. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, after work, you can see a lot of people there in
Yeah.
the bars. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Again, I haven't been there. I'm just basing my comments on some of what my friends have told me about it.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard about that. Even some people even said English people have a bad reputation
Yeah.
about
Yes.
that.
Sure. So what cities did you visit in Scotland? Did you go to Edinburgh?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And of course, London, Manchester. I've been to many places in countryside.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Uh, go hiking.
When you went to Scotland, I'm going to talk about Scotland a little bit more. Did you
Okay.
have an opportunity to go see some of the old castles?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
there's a lot of old castles, and some of them are even for sale. You can buy them.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
like they're empty, so that they're for sale. You could buy an old castle. The only thing is they're they maybe they're not really expensive, but then you have to fix them up and make them livable, and then they're so old that it costs a lot of money to maintain them.
yes, yes, exactly.
So you got to visit some of those old castles.
Yes, yes. I I've been to some big castles, and at the beginning, I was excited about that, but
Uh-huh.
after I've seen a lot, I just got tired.
Yeah, yeah. You've seen one, maybe two. Then it's okay. Now I've seen enough castles. I don't need to see any more.
Yes, so I went to the natural.
Okay, good. Yeah, there's lots of beautiful places to visit in Scotland, and the reason I asked about castles because one of my friends that went there, he and his wife were very, very impressed with the old castles. They loved it. They took so many pictures.
Well, I was strongly recommend Edinburgh to
Yeah,
visit. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I recommend you if you one day you have a chance. Yeah,
yeah.
I would
They
say
said Edinburgh is like, yeah, one
yeah.
of the nicest places in to visit.
It's just really unique. It's not
Yeah,
something like the many cities I've seen. Totally different.
yeah. Isn't
Yeah.
it by a lake or a sea? The sea,
Yes, by the sea.
by the sea.
By the sea. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I heard a lot about that. Yeah, and I heard, yeah. So anyway, you just came back. When did you come back to Beijing? Or I mean, when did you come back to China?
Uh, uh, the end of August.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So are you tired?
yeah, a little bit. I still can't sleep very well. I mean,
Yeah, little jet lag.
yes, yes, stay up late, wake up late. Yeah.
Lots of drinking.
Well, yeah, because my friend likes drinking,
Okay.
so we went to the bars a lot. But
Okay.
since I came back, I don't drink anymore.
Okay. So did you have a hard time? Was it easy for you to communicate with the locals?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think it was,
Okay.
yeah,
No problem.
no problem.
Okay. Good. That's good. So what was the highlight of your trip? I mean, your most favorite part of your trip.
I would say Edinburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, and a countryside where is located in Wales.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area I heard that part is, very very unique and very old. A lot of old buildings.
Uh, it's very naturally.
Yeah,
I
lots of beautiful nature.
Yes, beautiful nature. I went hiking and I saw a lot of sheep there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I think that's the first time uh I was very close to the sheep.
Okay. So you never really got that close to sheep. I think sheep are they're not really they're pretty tame animals.
I had many opportunities to see sheep, but I wasn't that close.
Okay.
So sheep here, even it's plural, you can't say sheep, right?
Right. Right. You don't I haven't seen a lot of sheep here in China. I mean, I guess I haven't been to the countryside where they maybe raise sheep here, so I can't see. But in America, we have lots of sheep. In fact, when I grew up on a farm, we had lots of sheep and goats.
Oh,
Yeah, so I've been close to sheep, and when I was a kid, I used to ride them.
so I wonder after this trip, I wonder which lifestyle I would like to have, uh, living in a countryside or living in a big city like Shanghai. So
Yeah, I think both have their, good points and bad points.
yeah, agree.
So yeah, I think living in a city, there's lots of advantages, because there's lots of things to have, things to do, restaurants, shop, everything is very close. Living in the countryside, it's quiet and peaceful. But to me, because I lived in the countryside when I lived in America, and it was okay for a while, but after a while, it kind of got boring.
I totally understand.
So yeah, it was okay, but since I lived there before, I don't want to move back to the countryside. I
Oh,
I
really?
like to, I like to go visit.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to go visit for a while, but I don't want to live in the countryside permanently.
Okay.
I did that for enough years, and I don't want to do it again.
I
So
think for me, I would choose something in the middle, like a small town.
okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's like the town that I live where I live. I grew up in a small town, so um, and my sister and my mom now don't live on a farm. They live in that small town. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's a small town. It's very quiet, peaceful, and but
You
a li-
still can get some food,
yeah,
some
yeah. There's
grocery
restaurants. There's
shop.
restaurants and stuff like that all there. But it's after a while, it still kind of gets after living in Beijing in a big city like this and having so much to do. Living in a small town is kind of boring.
Don't you feel too crowded in
N-
Beijing?
No, not really. I mean, I'm not usually around a lot of crowds. When I take the subways, yeah, then it's a little crowded. But for the most part, I'm not around a lot of crowds.
Okay. Well,
So
I feel because there are some bars surrounded by my home,
sure.
so I feel a bit crowded.
Yeah, my community here is not that. I mean, it has some restaurants and like a supermarket and stuff, but it's not really that crowded.
I
So
see.
I don't really, the crowds really don't bother me when I'm on a subway because it's just part of city life. It's something that you have to accept.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
you live in
Yeah.
Shanghai, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah, Shanghai is just as crowded as Beijing.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, but I don't
Sorry.
worry about traffic because I don't drive. So I don't, yeah, traffic doesn't bother me unless
I don't
eh,
drive
yeah,
either now. I just sold my car last year, and
okay.
I'm thinking if I need to buy a new one right now because in Shanghai the car license
Uh-huh.
is very
Expensive.
yeah, we have to even though you have the money, you can't get it.
Right. You have to, yeah, you get your name on the list.
Yes,
It's
that's
like
right.
in Beijing to get a plate number. I know some people have been waiting 10 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
To get, yeah.
yeah, the license you can keep it for 1 year. After 1 year, uh, either way you buy a new car or you just sold it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and to me, it's just, having a car in America, it's pretty necessary that you have to have a car. But here, for me, it's not really necessary for me to own a car because the public transportation in the cities is extremely convenient.
No, you don't need it for
So, and I can walk or ride a bike or take the subway. And if there's no subway station near where I want to go, I can get a DD car so quickly. It's very
yeah.
convenient.
But if you are in America, if you don't have a car, it's something like because I was in America and in the morning I went to a restaurant for breakfast. So I was walking and just almost only me. So I was like, so all the cars, trucks.
Yeah, you're the only one walking, and everybody's driving by saying, "Why is that lady walking? What the heck?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
in America, having a car is in
yeah.
most, like if you're in New York City or some of the bigger metropolitan areas, they have public transportation. Maybe you could get away with not having a car, but most places in America, you need to have a car
Yeah. New
because they
York
don't have
City is
public
okay.
transportation.
No, well, I think I've been to America several times, but I've only taken the metro once, only
Okay.
once. Yeah.
Yeah, in the metro in most of the cities in America is not very nice. It's very old
I
and outdated.
I told this time I found even in the UK the
Yes,
metro is not as good as here.
sure. Yeah, I share pictures like with my friends on Instagram or on Facebook of of the subway system here, and they look at it and they're like, "Geez, this is so clean. You could eat your lunch off the floor in that subway. It's so shiny." And it's so clean. I said, yeah, it's always that way every day.
Yeah, clean and new. Yeah.
Yeah, very clean and neat and it's very good. It's much different than I've not been on any public transportation in Europe, but in America I've been on public transportation in Chicago and New York and some LA, but
Yeah.
it's very old and outdated.
Yeah. So I wonder, is the situation going back to America, is that better now? I mean, the tickets,
No.
s- the
Still not. Still,
direct.
there's still no direct flights
Oh,
from China to America.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, still no direct flight. So it's just if I wanted to go, I would have to, fly to, maybe Tokyo or Bangkok or maybe Korea, Seoul, and then fly to the States.
It takes time and maybe
And
costs
they're
a
still
lot.
very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah, but that's okay. Maybe next year it'll get better. We just keep hoping.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
I
we
see
just keep
that.
hoping next year
Yeah.
it'll yeah, they will increase the number of flights and the cost will come down.
Yeah. I'm sure it will be.
Sure. Yeah, so are you happy to be back in Shanghai?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, well, you can eat a lot of food, different food, and it's not expensive.
Sure. Yeah, that's one thing about China is, you can eat pretty decently here and it's not that expensive compared to, all I can say is in America, most
Yeah,
of the restaurants are pretty expensive except for like McDonald's. The fast food stuff is not, but yeah,
yeah,
other restaurants are pretty expensive.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
our topic tonight is old age.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
This
do
topic,
you worry? Do you always do you think about age very
uh,
often?
well, honestly, I'm not young. I'm getting older.
What?
So,
Yeah, we all
well,
are.
Yeah, yeah. In China, in Asia, especially in Asia, I would say, many female they concern about their age.
Uh-huh.
Um, oh, something interesting. I paid attention when I was in the UK. I was in a bank. I was in a restaurant, and I saw the staff there. Uh, women, female staff, they are not young. They are
Oh, yeah.
even fat, but
Yeah,
they are just confident. You know what? They they
sure.
they are very confident. So something here is, I think, is a bit different. But honestly, for me, I think I passed that time. The first time uh, mm, uh, when I found I I was getting older, I was a little bit stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I'm totally fine. I'm okay. I'm okay with my age.
Sure. You if in the West, again, I can't speak for Europe because I haven't been there, but I know in America when you go to the banks or the supermarket or the mall and wherever, Starbucks, whatever, you're going to see a lot of elderly people working because a lot of them do work. Like my mom, could have retired when she was 65, but she worked till she was over 70, 70.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because she wanted to. She didn't want to quit working, and so you see a lot of seniors in America, even if they have retired, they still have part-time jobs. They'll work at restaurants as waitresses or waiters. They'll work in Starbucks or they'll work in supermarkets and stuff like that,
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
earn,
Even on the a
or in the
plane,
banks.
even on an airplane, you
Yeah,
can see. Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, they just want to earn some extra money because it's not easy to live in America, for especially for retired people. They're on a fixed income and it's not easy to do that. So they have to get part-time jobs if they're healthy enough to do it, to help subsidize their life.
Yeah, but not only about that, Todd. I feel the society is kindly to elder people.
Yeah, of course
That's
they,
yeah,
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 yeah, they respect elderly people.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
it's not easy here. If
sure.
you are older, you can't find a decent job.
Oh, of course, because I think the retirement age is 60 years old,
Here,
right? Yeah.
maybe younger.
Yeah. I mean, for men, it's 60. For women, maybe 55.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. But I think, in America, the retirement age for both men and women is 67.
No, here, if people they are over 35 years old,
Uh huh.
it's not easy to find a job.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's the thing I
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because it's not easy for people who are over, maybe over 30 or I mean over 35. If they lose their job, it's hard for them to find a new job.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
But
I feel
in America, it's not hard to find a job. Maybe it's not the best job in the world when you're 35 or 40 or whatever. Maybe it's not, a great job, but you can find work in
yeah,
America.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I feel they are very confident. They even if they are a bit fat,
Yeah.
they are very confident. They dress well, you know.
Yeah, they don't, a lot of people, of course, you've been to America and you know that a lot of Americans have a weight problem, but they're not embarrassed by it.
No.
Yeah, they're not embarrassed by it. That they just accept it and that's just how they live their life. So,
Yeah,
like you said, they're confident.
yeah, yeah. I think the only thing I think is your attitude about the life.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think age
Right.
matters a lot.
Sure. Age doesn't really matter. Age is only a number, like we've said before, but it's all about your attitude. So
Yeah.
it's good during your retirement that you've had a chance to travel.
I was working for myself.
Oh, okay. So you were self-employed.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I
That's
was
good.
lucky.
So now you get to enjoy some of your free time,
Yes, yes.
right? What do you besides traveling, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I have a cycling group, and they are 30s. Um, most of them 30s.
Okay.
So I think they they respect me a lot because
Sure.
I'm older than them. So we often, during the weekend we just hang out and
Okay.
go somewhere. And this weekend we will go to Zhejiang province,
Okay.
a small town where it's close to Shanghai.
Okay. And
Yeah.
go cycling?
We will drive there,
Oh,
and cycle.
oh, drive there first and then so do you have like your own bicycle?
Yes, I have
Okay.
two bicycles, which is from the UK.
Okay.
It's called Brompton.
Okay. So so you'll take those bicycles with you. Or
Yes,
or
because
one of you'll take one of them with you.
yeah, 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 because
Oh,
they can be afforded.
yeah, they're like those foldable uh,
Yes,
bikes. They're
yes,
very, very light, very
yeah.
light. You can carry them, but they're very, very sturdy, very strong.
You can carry them to the even the metro. The
Sure, I've seen
Yeah,
people here in Beijing carrying those bikes on the subway.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's cool. Those are nice. Those are nice, and they're very comfortable, right? Very light, not heavy.
Well, actually, not that light.
I mean,
It's like
can you
around.
can you carry it?
Yeah, I think, but if I walk, I carry it and walk for a long time, it's a
Oh,
bit
okay.
hard because it's around 10, maybe more than 10 kilos.
Oh, okay. I guess I've only seen a bunch of most of them guys who they have it and they carry it like a backpack
Yeah,
strap.
well, they are guys.
Yeah, I'm like,
They
wow.
are men.
I go, gosh, those must be really light.
I, I'm a potato woman.
Oh, okay. But they're sturdy bikes, right? They're very very high quality.
A very high quality, but they are
Okay.
very expensive. Yeah, with
Yeah.
very high quality.
Sure. Is it from Germany?
I'm from the UK.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I know some friends here who bought one of those foldable bike from Germany. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, there are a lot of different types.
sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're popular. I see them. I see a lot of people that have them now.
Yes, yes, and they always have a team,
Uh huh.
So those people they have the same brand. They just get together.
Ah, so it's kind of like a club,
Yeah, you can say that. It's
right?
much fun.
Okay, it's like a club that they have.
Yeah, we hang out, we cycle, we go to the bar, we just
Good.
yeah.
That's good. And the thing is you and a lot of those have become good friends of yours,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
Yeah, they are my good friends.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's
that's
good.
good.
And
Yeah.
do they speak English or Chinese when you're with them?
They speak Chinese, but
Okay.
they can speak English as well because
Okay.
I think they have good jobs.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Yeah, and well paid.
in Shanghai a lot of people can speak English,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
that's true.
A lot of people can. I've noticed that because I've been there a few times, and
Yeah,
people around can speak pretty good English.
yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's good. Well, that's nice that you have that activity to keep you busy, and so that way you
Yeah.
have something to keep you healthy and keep your body healthy.
Yes, yes, that's right.
That's
Yeah.
good. Do you have any questions tonight?
I don't have any questions, and
Wow. Well,
thank you
welcome
for
back.
having me. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
When are you leaving again? When are you leaving for your next trip outside of China?
Uh, I don't think I will go out of China this year, but
Oh, okay.
next year I think I will go to Singapore because I go to Singapore every year,
Oh,
and
okay.
maybe Thailand.
Okay,
Yeah, maybe
good.
somewhere not far away,
Not far.
actually,
So
right?
in Asia.
Yeah, yeah, but I think before my passport, the American visa expires, I will visit America again
One more time.
one more time.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think you probably have a 10-year visa,
Yes, yes.
right? Yeah, and if it's about ready to expire, you better go now because it's going to be hard to renew it.
I don't know, maybe I hope
Anyway,
not.
yeah, but that'll be good. Yeah, you go back one more time and have a nice a trip. Which part of America do you like to visit when you go? Do you have like the West Coast or the East Coast?
Uh, I I've been to both.
Okay.
I think as you said, I just something different. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, the West Coast, I get, depends on what you want to see. The West Coast has, beautiful weather,
yeah,
and the East Coast, if you're in Washington D.C., New
yeah.
York, they have lots of history and
Absolutely.
museums and lots of places to visit.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
I think
Well,
the time but I hope you will go back earlier than I visit.
maybe, yeah. I hope I'm thinking I have it in my mind now that that I want to go back next summer.
Next summer,
Yeah, next summer.
I see.
Yeah, next summer. I'm hoping I can go back because I like to go back in the summertime.
You when you say next summer, sounds like you are a teacher in China because many foreigners.
No, yeah, it's just that I
Yeah.
like to go back in the summertime because that's when it's not for the whole summer. Just I usually go back maybe for like the month of July,
Ah, okay.
just a month because that's that time is very comfortable in my hometown in July. Winter time is not very fun in my hometown.
But the thing is, at that time, the price of the tickets may be a little bit high.
Yeah, they are. They are a little bit higher because a lot of people traveling, but that's the time that I like to go back.
Understand.
Yeah. So that's if I go, that's when I'll go.
I see.
Great. Well, thanks for coming on stage tonight. It was nice chatting with you.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
sure.
And if one day you come to Shanghai, well,
Yeah, I'll send you
welcome.
I'll send you a note. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a
Yeah.
good night. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you, May. Yes. Wow, it's only 10 o'clock. It seems later than that. But we've had such an awesome night so far, I think. I did a lot of talking. Todd, do you want to move back to America when you retire? I really haven't thought about my retirement because, I don't I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. So have I don't really have any plans to retire right now. So I haven't really thought about where I'm going to live when I retire. Will I stay in China? Will I go back to the States? I don't know. I haven't really given it any thought because I don't. First of all, I don't think about retirement. I don't not not a huge. I don't really want to retire unless I have to. If I have to retire, I will. And the only way that I would have to retire is if I'm not healthy enough to work anymore. That means I have health problems, or maybe my head, my mind, I forget, or my mind goes, or my body goes. But if I have my mind and I have my voice and I have my health, I'll keep working. There's no reason for me to stop. So I like working. Retirement, not really, looking forward to it. So I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I wish I could retire right now." Well, what are you going to do? I would be bored. I've traveled a lot. I don't, I like traveling, but I don't want to retire and just be on an airplane and go live in hotels for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that. I've seen a lot of places. There's certain places that I want to see still, but I can see them and still keep working. I don't need to retire to really go travel. So I like my job, and I don't really have any. I don't really look forward to retirement. I look forward to being able to wake up tomorrow morning and be alive. If I can wake up tomorrow morning and I'm alive, and I and I'm blessed with another day, I'm happy. So, yeah, every day I wake up and I think, wow, I get another day to live. I'm so happy. I'm going to take advantage of this day. So, I don't really think about retirement. So, it's not something I know someday I'm going to have to retire, but the day that I have to retire, I will. Todd, have you ever been to Qingdao? No. A lot of friends that I know have been to Qingdao, have gone to Qingdao, and they love Qingdao, but and I've had Qingdao beer, but I've never visited Qingdao. Hmm. Hmm. It's not that far from here, but I just haven't. I guess there's so many places that I'd like to go. Momo says, "Bye. I go to sleep. Good night. Sweet dreams, Momo. Have a good rest tonight. Okay. Thanks for joining us tonight." Okay, 10:06 p.m. Our topic, getting older. Yes, enjoy the current life. Good. Enjoy the current life. Working working iron shines is a Turkish proverb. I haven't heard Turkish proverbs before. But in Beijing we have an awesome Turkish restaurant. I love to go to that Turkish restaurant. The food there is the kebabs are to die for. It's amazing food. The meat is so tender and so fresh. If you ever come to Beijing and you want to go to a Turkish restaurant, let me know. I can tell you about this one. It's called Turkish Feast, and it is amazing. It is amazing. How do you think of Vietnam? I love Vietnam. I was in Vietnam for 10 days back in 2017. Back in 2017, I was in Vietnam for 10 days. Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. And only 10 days. I wish I could have stayed longer, but I couldn't. And I wanted to go back. And then, we had that darn pandemic hit us and I couldn't travel anymore. Have I been to Iran? I have not been to Iran yet. I have not. There's a lot of places that I want to visit. Iran is one of them. Egypt, Israel, a lot of places that I would love to visit. Turkey, Istanbul, a lot of places. But I just I have limited time. I have limited time because my job, I'm so busy. Dubai? Oh, I would like to go to Dubai. Yeah. Up India, I had plans to go to India in 2020. I was in America 2019. I went back to America for a month and I came back to Beijing and I was working and I had plans to go to India in the spring of 2020 and I almost booked my flight because I was going to book my tickets early and then bam, we have that pandemic and we couldn't travel. So I had to cancel my plans to go to India. I want to retire tomorrow, then I can travel around the world immediately. Good for you. Have fun. Enjoy that. I don't want to, I don't, traveling around the world is nice, but I don't really look forward to sleeping in hotels and eating restaurant food for every day for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's to me, it doesn't seem too enticing. Living in hotels, eating restaurant food for weeks and weeks and weeks by traveling. Yeah, in the first week is okay, but after that, I want to go home and be in my own bed. I don't want to sleep in a hotel bed for so long. And I think the reason I don't like that is because when I lived in America, uh, that was part of my job, traveling, and I traveled a lot for my job, and I lived in hotels and had to eat restaurant food. And after I just got sick of it, so I can stay in a hotel. I don't mind it, for a few days or I guess a few nights. But if you're going to travel around the world and stay places for many many weeks, I don't look forward to sleeping in hotels and eating restaurant food like that. After a while, I get sick of it. So I like where I'm at. I like my life. I like my home. And even though I'm not home very often, but I like my life. It's comfortable. I like to travel too. Don't get me wrong. I like to travel, but it's not something that it's not something that I want to do for the rest of my life. But you're eating in the canteen, which is similar. No, the canteen is different. The canteen is almost like the home cooked food. Yeah, canteen. The dumplings they make in the canteen, they make them by hand. They're handmade dumplings. So it's just about like eating. It's just about like eating home cooked food. At least that I could cook because I don't cook at home. So the canteen food, the noodles are homemade noodles. They're not frozen. The dumplings are not frozen. They make the dumplings right there. They're homemade, handmade, I should say. So the food there is more like you would eat in your own home than if you go to a restaurant. So that's what I like about this canteen. Very, very delicious food. So tonight our topic is getting older. So you dislike too much of pre-made food. Yeah, a lot of restaurant food, unless you're going to eat at five-star restaurants, which um, five-star restaurants are too expensive. But yeah, a lot of that processed food to me is I don't like. I mean, I can eat it a little bit, but I don't want to eat it day in and day out all the time. And the food at our canteen is fresh and made daily right there. And I've watched them sometimes. So when I make my breakfast, I watch them. So it's not like processed food that they pull out of the freezer. Very delicious. What's the biggest mistake in your life? Geez, the biggest mistake in my life? Hmm. Let me see. Biggest mistake in my life. I can't really think about. I don't really worry about the mistakes that I've made. I've made a lot of them. You know, I think probably the biggest mistake in my life was not moving to China sooner. I think the biggest mistake in my life was not moving to China sooner. I should have moved here sooner. When did you have your hair cut most lately? I just cut my hair this morning. I cut my hair every day. I shave my head every day. Every day. Probably the biggest mistake is not moving to China sooner. I should have moved here sooner. Can we ask a question here? Sure. Which one is correct? Give into laughter or give into the laughter? Give into laughter or give into the laughter? I would say give into laughter, but that's not really a common sentence. We don't usually say, maybe you should, give us the whole sentence. Give into laughter or give into the laughter. We don't, not really a common phrase that we say. So that's not something that you would hear in spoken English very often. Yeah, not something you would hear in spoken English very often, to give in to laughter. Every single day, yes, every day I shave my head. Every day I wake up in the morning and shave my head. Good question. I guess, good question. How often do I cut my hair? I'm 18 years old and you're older than me, so I love to hear what elder people. Oh, good. Yes, I am older than you. What is the difference between other and another? Good question. If you type that into Google, you'll get a great answer. If you type that question, what's the difference between other and another, in Google, you'll get a great answer. Because my name's not Google. Todd, I can't tell apart micro and macro in their pronunciation. Micro is I, macro is macro. Micro, yeah, a big difference when you pronounce those words. Micro, micro, macro, macro. Big difference if you pronounce them the right way. Why not come to China sooner is the biggest mistake. Because I like it here. I wish I would have moved here sooner. I'm here to learn English. Good. Great. Fantastic. You came to the right app. Hello Talk's a great app for you to improve your English. May I ask, what do you usually do for exercise? I usually ride a bicycle or walk. That's what I do for exercise. I don't have time to go to a gym, and sometimes if I will try to play basketball, but I don't have time to. My knees don't allow me to play basketball. Yeah. So it's expensive to live in the U.S. Yes, it's expensive to live in the U.S. Jogging? No, I don't jog. My knees won't allow me to jog. My doctors say no jogging, don't play basketball. The best thing for you to do is either ride a bike or walk or swim. What would you say instead? I try not to laugh. I try not to laugh, but eventually you need to give in to laughter. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, give in to laughter, not give in. So, yeah, when you put the whole sentence there, yeah, that makes sense. I try not to laugh, but eventually you need to give in to laughter, not give in to the laughter. So, wow, people say that there are not many places to walk. Really? They say that? Not many places to walk in America? Yeah, I don't know who you're talking to, but they don't know America. So whoever those people are, they don't, or maybe they've never been to America, or maybe they just watch too much TV. Where do you walk? Usually I walk in a park. I try to walk in a park. There's a nice park not far from my home here. There's a park across the street from my company. So I always like the park. Americans drive a lot. Yeah, they do. What is the most important thing in life for you? My family, my friends, and my job, and my freedom, my free time, my freedom. My family first, my friends, my job, my freedom, my coffee. Hello, Todd. Can you suggest any app for English speaking? I can't. I don't know. I don't know any other apps for English speaking. I only use Hello Talk. I'm sure there are other apps, but I'm not familiar with them. Anybody that I've ever talked to, either here on Hello Talk or in my offline classes or my offline English corners, all use Hello Talk. Their park dancing. No, old people in America don't dance in the park. What do you mean by freedom? Freedom, yeah, freedom to do what I want, freedom to go where I want to go, freedom to eat what I want to eat, freedom to I have all the freedom I ever wanted here. So I have lots of freedom to do, freedom to come and go when I want to.